I'm looking for a man.
Why is it always men aren't men anymore? It's always, when are men gonna step up and be men?
So half of men from the ages of 18 to 25 have never asked a woman out in person.
Y'all, why do I feel like we are not making the men beg as much as we need to?
I think that more women should approach men, and I know that a lot of women say that they don't.
What happens when millions of men stop chasing relationships and start enjoying life without them? Why are more men in 2026 choosing peace, freedom, and self-improvement over modern dating? And why does that seem to be creating panic throughout the dating market? Stay with us until the end of this video, because this trend is exposing a major shift that few people saw coming.
So half of men from the ages of 18 to 25 have never asked a woman out in person. And more than 70% of young women are waiting or desperately wanting men to approach them. So obviously we've got a huge problem here. And the fear of rejection, we hear a lot about rejection, but what about the fear of the what if? Don't you think that should be bigger than the fear of rejection?
For years, men were expected to do the chasing. Make the first move, plan the dates, carry the conversations, and constantly prove their value. But today, many men are quietly stepping away from that role.
Why is it always men aren't men anymore? Why is it always, when are men gonna step up and be men? When literally women have been begging men to be women for literally a fucking decade. You guys have been crying about men needing to be more emotional. You need him to do your laundry. You need him to cook and clean and step up. Like, you don't even want to come home after a 40-hour work week and cook and clean. Most of y'all can't cook or clean, and yet you want these men that are working 60 to 70 hours to be emotionally in tune, cook for you, clean for you. You want a woman as a fucking husband. Like, can someone make it make sense? And then you sit here and say, oh, what happened to all the men? You turned them into women. You wanted them to have all these feminine traits, and they did that, and they became that, and now you can't stand it. So make it make sense. If he's too emotional, then he's weak. But if he shows a little freaking masculinity where he's helping you and he's being strong and he's being the provider, then it gives you the freaking ick. What you want is a woman that looks like a man, and when that has happened in society, you can't stand it. This is a perfect example, and it's so weird because women will literally change men into people that they don't even like, and we're seeing it on a bigger scale in society. How can you expect that man to be a man when you don't let him be a man? Oh, wait, and all of those feelings that you expect him to have, you're then gonna weaponize it and use it against him anyway. So what is the expectation? And even if he's home more to help you with said dishes or laundry, that means he has to take less hours at work, which means he's making less money, which means guess what? He's a broke ass dude that's not even a providing man, which then is a feminine trait. Y'all don't know what you want. When it comes down to it, women do not know what they want and they take it out on the men. I'm just convinced that the majority of women are freaking lesbians. They just don't want to be physically intimate with a woman, but they want all of the traits of women in a man. Okay, bye.
What surprises many people is that these men aren't angry or miserable. They are focusing on fitness, finances, hobbies, businesses, and friendships. Instead of looking lonely, many seem more relaxed than ever.
I'm the first person to say that if we want to make men men again, we need to stop calling any guy who takes a shot with us that we're not interested in. I got a comment on one of my videos recently talking about this, about how it's, harder for men to initiate and make the first move now, or a lot of guys are afraid to because they'll be just creepy. And while I do think that's a little bit of an over-dramatization, I think men have probably always dealt with that. I do notice sometimes within my friend group or among women that I know in my life that some women will say stuff like that. And I will be the first person to call them out. Like, there is nothing creepy about someone shooting their shot with you. What's creepy is continued persistent attempts where there is no reciprocation. But if we want guys to start actually initiating and taking the lead, which we all want, then you need to call yourself out when you are like making fun a guy for trying with you. Like, it's actually so mean. Like, imagine how afraid a guy is of getting rejected. For me, it's like if someone shoots their shot with me and I'm not interested, I'm gonna be so nice anyway. Like, I'll let them know that I'm not interested, but like, I'll be so nice to them because good for you. Also, I'm like, it takes a lot of balls, honestly, to like come up to a woman in a public setting and like chat to her. So if you're a guy who's out there shooting a shot, I'm cheering you on. And if you're a woman who maybe you're listening to this video and you notice that you sometimes do this, that's fine. You don't have to get down on yourself. Just don't do it anymore. And if you catch yourself doing that, or you catch your friends making fun of somebody for like shooting their shot with them, then like gently call them out on it.
A lot of men became exhausted by modern dating culture. The pressure, mixed signals, financial costs, and endless competition for attention made many question whether the effort was worth it.
I'm looking for a man of God that's going to pursue me and me only. Someone that knows my worth, knows my value, and can speak life into me, to do ministry with me, to serve with me, to raise godly children with me one day. And a man that only has eyes for me. So I refuse to end my singleness until I meet someone that has that. And you should too. I'd rather be single and happy than married and unhappy because I married the wrong person because I was impatient.
Nothing makes me cringe like, let's say, mushimane lekgowa posta la re, now we date black girls. And go tla banyana ka mo comment section auditioning for umjolo ka re party ya Grace Mondlana. Excuse me, sis. Ivele ibe wesi. Maybe let's say content creator thing ere, if I like your comment, that means I like you. O tla bana ka paragraph Shakespeare. A go re twetle. Gore ke feel embarrassed on your behalf. Gore on the public platform. You were rejected on a public platform.
And once men discover they can be happy without constantly seeking relationships, something changes. They stop treating dating as a necessity and start viewing it as an option.
Here's why begging to have somebody come back to you is never going to give you the relationship that you actually want. First off, you are fucking better than that. You do not need to convince anybody of your worth or to even be with you. Off the bat, you're starting with a power imbalance. You have put them on a pedestal that you would be lucky to have them, and you are begging them to come back as if your worth is only determined if they're in your life. The main reason being is because you associate that if they're in your life and they're giving you validation, that your nervous system is then safe. So at all costs, you will do whatever you can to achieve that safety, even if you know that they don't want to be with you or that they are not good for you. I had this where I was dating a guy and I ended it, and he did not take no for an answer. And it was beyond fucking disrespectful at that point. It was text after text after text begging me to be in his life. And after a while, I got really turned off. At first, I was okay to even be friends with him, but at that point, I wanted nothing to do with him. And the reason being because it was incredibly overwhelming to have somebody have such low self-esteem that they needed my validation in order to even get through their day and couldn't just accept a rejection and a no. You're worth more than this shit, so stop begging.
Social media has amplified this shift. Men see stories of relationship drama, failed marriages, and emotional burnout every day. As a result, many have become far more cautious about commitment.
I need you to know this, okay? This is what happens when you beg someone. When you beg someone to take you back, when you beg someone to be with you, when you beg someone for literally basic attention, okay? You're begging someone. Let's say you're begging a man. Recently, I've seen a lot of ladies begging men, okay? Oh my God, just get back together with me. Oh my God, I miss you. I love you. Oh my God, why don't you date me? Why don't you want to be with me? Like, this is so fucking cringe. This is so fucking cringe. Let's say you've begged and nagged so much that he's given in. He's given in and you think, yes, I've won him. He has zero respect for you. Zero fucking respect for you. None. None. Just because you've begged him to be with you, it doesn't mean that he willingly wants to be with you. If he has not freely chosen you, that's a disaster. That is a disaster waiting to happen. He's not going to treat you right. He's not going to value you, and he's not going to respect you. And do you want to know why? Because you don't respect yourself. Because you don't respect yourself. Because a girl that respects herself is not begging anybody. She's not begging anybody for fucking anything. You don't want me? Okay, cool, brother. Next. That's how a confident woman responds. Like, you don't want me? Great. Love it. Love to see it. Next. Sure, it sucks. It's rejection. Like, it is what it is. But beg to say, why don't you want me? Why don't you want to be with me? And fucking cry over someone that is not even interested in you, that has told you, he has actually said, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, and you're still there begging. Baby, you need to hit the follow button because we have so much work to do. We have the brainwashing, okay? The good brainwashing, okay? I give you the confidence. I give you the self-worth. I give you the self-value. I give you all the good things that you need because what the fuck? We're not doing this. We're not doing this anymore. This is bad. This is so bad.
What catches some women off guard is that these men no longer seem desperate for attention. They're comfortable alone, focused on their goals, and less willing to sacrifice their peace.
I begged my ex-husband to take me on a date for 2 years. He didn't plan not even one.
Wait, hold
Date
on.
me, win me over again. I want you to win me over again. Take me on a date, plan a date.
Wait.
This is when I was with my ex-husband.
Yeah, no, I understand that. You told your ex-husband in an effort to make it work, you said what?
Can you plan a date for us? I want you to take me on a date.
But you said, win me over again.
Yes, I said, I want you to win me over again. Because it was
He's your
already...
husband. Why would
It
he...
was already... I want you... Let's start over. How did we fall in love? Let's do it again.
And so
Let's spend time together again.
And so you asked him to take you out on dates, and he refused.
Yeah, I said, just plan something. Buy me flowers on a random Tuesday, just because you're thinking about me. It could be a flower off the side
he should
of the
buy
road.
you flowers.
I wanted him to do something for me, that he loved me.
Was he depressed?
I think so.
But was he just moping around the house? Was he out of work, or was he working?
He was working, and then he was out of work for a vast majority of 2024, which is where I said, okay, well, he's not working anymore, so maybe now his job is going to be, I'm going to pay attention to my wife here. And
well, was there like a couple clarifying things?
Yeah.
Many bachelors are now investing their time into self-improvement rather than dating. The more progress they make, the less urgent relationships begin to feel.
Y'all, why do I feel like we are not making the men beg as much as we need to? I mean, I feel like my girls are not standing up. I feel like we're forgetting that we're the prize. I am the win here. Like, you need to be chasing me. Y'all, I have been seeing women chase men. Why are we chasing men? We are the prize. They win when they get us. They need to be begging for us. Does that make sense? I am just tired of seeing my sisters going out sad behind some of these men, child. We are the prize. We are the win. They are lucky to have us. And that's it.
If you break up with a girl and she doesn't like beg you to come back at some point, call you drunk, crying, like doing some manipulative shit, she never liked you. That was never your girl, bro. She never liked you.
The biggest twist is that this isn't some organized movement. Men aren't making grand announcements. They're simply participating less in dating culture and finding fulfillment elsewhere.
None of you are approaching women. None of you seem confident. And coming from a girl, I swear to you, all it takes is a little bit of courage to stand out. Yes, gym is going to help. Yes, fashion is going to help. Yes, you need to be...
Courage to stand out? When men hear all day long that women want the same 4 or 5 things? That the majority of men get no matches on dating sites? Like, yeah, I think there's things that you can do to raise your chances of getting a yes. But if he's not even getting a match, what is he supposed to do with that? And approaching women in person? He's supposed to violate women's boundaries when they said that they didn't want that? And for a lot of men, it's not even worth it anymore. Because having a modern woman is not valuable enough that they want to make that move and take those risks. This video almost seems like you view men as cowering in the corner, scared like, oh, I can't ask a girl out. But that couldn't be further from the truth. A lot of men just don't want to. They're done. And yes, there are some men out there who need a little bit of help with that. They're not sure how to navigate it. But a lot of them have been through some pretty awful things, and them not wanting to ask a woman out is completely justified and reasonable. You should be understanding and accepting towards that. Not criticizing them for not doing something that us ladies don't even do ourselves. That's ridiculous.
As more men become comfortable being single, the dating market starts to change. The assumption that men will always chase is becoming less reliable than ever before.
If you're a girl, you need to understand that the right guy is going to go out of his way to make the plans. You're not going to have to beg him to spend time with you. You're not going to have to beg him and ask him over and over and over again, when are we going on our next date? He's going to naturally want to be romantic if he is truly in love with you. When a man is in love with a woman, he shows his love toward that woman through effort and actions. And it won't ever get to that point where you're constantly begging to go out on a dinner date or go to the beach or go on a hike or just do something that is out of your normal or typical routine. As cliche or surface level as this might sound, if he stops spending money on you and taking you out on dates completely, then that's actually a terrible sign, because a decline in a man's effort over a long enough period of time simply means he probably is falling out of love with you, or he's just not prioritizing you as much as he had previously. Now, I'm more so talking about a long period of time, like 6 months straight. He hasn't taken you out on any kind of date. You guys never leave the house. You're just stuck in your normal mundane routine, because a relationship on the man side takes effort, and he shows his love through effort. Women are completely different in this regard.
And that raises an interesting question. If millions of men are happy without dating, what happens when fewer of them feel the need to pursue relationships?
I think that more women should approach men. And I know that a lot of women say that they don't because the times that they've tried, men have said that they were easy. But my thing is, if a guy thinks that you're easy just because you approach him first, why would you want to date that guy in the first place? Why would you want to date a guy who finds it unattractive when you express your interest first, when you're actually really into him? If you're somebody who doesn't want to hold up traditional gender roles, why would you want to date a guy who still has that more conservative viewpoint of thinking? And so I don't really see a lot of negatives to approaching men first. I think that the biggest negative I can see, which a lot of women have brought up, which I kind of agree with, is that there are a subset of guys who will say yes to a woman that he might not be that interested in if she approaches him first, because he sees it as a way to get casual dating or to get easy sex, or that it would be a very low maintenance relationship. But the truth is that could happen regardless of who approaches who first. There are a lot of player guys who approach a lot of women first, and they know how to lay on the charm. They know how to be charismatic. So I think a lot of women end up having more experiences with those type of guys where they end up getting played, but that guy pursued her first. So it's not like pursuing or not pursuing is the difference between getting a relationship or not getting a relationship. I just think that approaching first as a woman puts you in a position of having a larger pool to choose from. Now, that doesn't mean that every guy that you choose is going to choose you, and I think that that's sometimes where some women get stuck. I just think overall, if you can get a little bit of grit and you can get used to getting rejected a little bit, I think there are just so many benefits to actually approaching a man first as a woman, actually going for what you want instead of just waiting for it to come to you. We don't do that with anything else in our life, so I don't think that we should do that with relationships. But that is just my personal opinion, so let me know what you guys think. Bye.
So here's the real question. Are men walking away from dating because they've given up on relationships, or because they've finally discovered they don't need them to be happy?
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.